Oh, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from Howard, outside Paisley, and I'm an occupational therapist. It was a very, very long time ago. I presented originally, about 12 years, so it wasn't even this clinic, it was Teresa, 12 years ago, with my daughter. My daughter had significant migraines. It stopped my daughter from going to school, which was massive. She missed 2-3 days of school every week. The prophylactic medication she was on for the migraines made her ill in between, horrible side effects, all kinds of different things. The problem with her jaw at the time, she couldn't eat properly. She'd wake up in the morning, she couldn't open her mouth, and she was having a lot of pain. She was dribbling, and she had been, dribbling sounds awful, absolutely awful, but she would lean forward, she couldn't control the saliva in her mouth and nobody knew why. And that was awful for her. She would lean forward and she would lose saliva and there'd be a puddle on the table. All her friends knew what she was like. She'd be speaking and she'd have to do this to try and control the saliva in her mouth. So her life was really badly affected by the migraines. That was just an awful thing. Treatment stopped her dribbling, which was amazing. Teresa found, we spoke about her birth history. She'd had an interesting kind of birth, and when I told Teresa about that and the effect it might have had on her neck, Teresa went away and had a look at research and found a few things that she wanted to try with Lisa, and one was giving her tongue exercises, very simple tongue exercises, and actually the work that Teresa did stopped Lisa dribbling, and she'd never done that again, and she'd been doing that for ever. So that was huge for a child of her age. In terms of her migraines, treatment's not going to reduce migraines totally, but what it did do meant that her migraines were not so severe and her tablets worked much better. So she could take a tablet and she knew that it would work quicker. So instead of throwing up for hours and being ill for a day or two and then having a day to recover, that was less. And she didn't need so much prophylactic medication. So she felt better in between migraines because she didn't have the side effects of the prophylactic medication. This was something that happened over time, and we came back on a regular basis. First of all, it'd be weekly, and then it might be monthly, and then maybe 2 monthly. And then as she felt she needed it again, or as her tablets weren't working properly again, she would come back to Teresa. So we've known Teresa for a long time. She's moved away recently though, so she doesn't get this treatment. We found it impossible to find somebody who can do what Teresa does, to be quite honest. Okay, I first came to see Teresa 12 years ago. I had had a cancer and I had had a double mastectomy and I had reconstruction. So they used muscles from my back, and what I hadn't realised at the time was the effect that would have. So a couple of years after that all happened, I had got to the stage that because of my work, I think, and my lifestyle and the things I needed to do in work, a lot of moving and handling with people and things, I got to the stage I didn't think I was actually going to be able to work like that again. 5 o'clock at night, my back would just be, I couldn't stand up straight any longer because I'd lost a couple of the big muscles. There was nothing else holding me up, and it would scream at me, and life was just, I didn't know what I was going to do, really. So I found Teresa. I had been to all kinds of different people who had given me exercises, strengthening exercises, all kinds of things. But a lot of the problem with my back was fascia, because of the surgery and because of mucking about with fascia. That was causing me a lot of issues in terms of I couldn't move certain bits of my back, so strengthening muscles wasn't going to work. So Teresa did a huge amount of work on a weekly basis for quite a long time with me, working on easing that fascia, working on medical acupuncture, all kinds of things like that. She just tried all kinds of things. I think she wasn't quite sure what was going to work in the beginning, and we just worked together over time, and over time it made a massive difference to me. I say that was 12 years ago. I did change my job because I knew that this kind of treatment alone was only part of a kind of whole self-help thing around self-managing the things that I was struggling with. So as well as regular treatment, I changed the way I did things. I'm an occupational therapist, that's what we do. And I have continued to see Teresa though over time because I do have issues coming up. I've recently been seeing her for a shoulder problem, which probably stems from the issue with my back. I hadn't seen her for a few months. I was feeling great, and then I had an issue with my shoulder. So I've been to see her now quite a few times, but she's made a massive difference to that as well. I, again, couldn't work. She's done medical acupuncture, she's done all kinds of things. Every time I come, we'll do something different, and certainly, as you can see, it's made a massive difference. I still have pain in my neck, but I'm still coming for treatment and it's making it better.